shows, the people, the promotions.
Yeah, we've got a lot of backing as well. We just don't brag about it.
Hey,
To be honest, it's not about who's throwing around their wallet the most and stuff.
It's about how good you are.
It's about how good you are. At the end of the day, if you're good enough to win titles, you'll win titles. And you look at outside the mainstream elite promoters in the UK, if you look at the small hall promoters and stuff, I've won more titles myself than the majority of them combined. I'm just one guy.
what's the politics behind it?
I don't really like to get into stuff that I can't control. Things I can control is my fist hitting someone's face and someone's face hitting the canvas. That's stuff I can control. I can't control if someone's wife's messaging them pictures of other men. I can't control that. Certain people within the trade, Amir, Iqbal, Dickbal, Shitbal can't. Obviously his wife's messaging him pictures of other men and saying that she wants to get with them and stuff. I don't know what sort of cut relationship he's got going on there. I noticed there's a long couch chair, seat there, and also I see a smaller setup over there on the floor. I don't know if the camera can see that, but is that the sort of place where Amir Khan sits while he's watching someone like AJ plow through?
So is that you calling out Amir
And
Khan?
hit places that he can't hit and stretch parts that he can't stretch. I'm just saying, at the end of the day, I've made it clear that I think Amir Khan is a waste of a man. There's a gentleman called Umar Bullettooth Kayani who said that on Terry Stone's podcast. He said, look, Amir Khan's a waste of a man. He's a very respected man in the Slough Pakistani community. And he's saying that about his own countrymen. He's saying that Amir Khan's a waste of a man. I agree with him. And I think everyone watching at home would agree with me, unless you are into watching your wife get blacked and stretched by AJ or another black guy or any guy in general.
Yeah, I know Kiani quite well, actually.
He's a good guy.
He's a hard worker. He's a proper grafter, isn't he?
He believes in his deen. He's very humble and he's very respectful as well.
Yes. So, how do you get them big fights to get your name up in lights?
Look, that's difficult. All I can continue, because boxing at the moment, to me, I'm going to be truthful, it's a hobby. I know, like, at the end, my goal as a kid was to become the first Indian world champion. I got into boxing. I originally wanted to win a national title as an amateur. Originally then wanted to box for England. I'd done all this stuff. I then wanted to be a pro. I become a pro. I then was looking, I was thinking to myself, why has there never been an Indian world champion? Literally, there's over 1 billion people.
It has now, hasn't there?
There is now, yeah, but at the time, there was none. Like, literally. So I'm looking for representation, guys that I could aspire to be like. And then I'm thinking to myself, there is no representation. And yeah, like it didn't sit right with me. And then even when I was getting the shaft of different promoters and stuff, I used to think to myself, you know what? I'm going to achieve something, and in 50 years time, 100 years time, whatever, people are going to be like, well, there's a guy that we could look up to. Like, there's a guy like me, because there's going to be, regardless of what anyone wants to say, there's going to be an Indian kid in school who doesn't want to go and become a lawyer or a doctor or something like that. And he thinks, I want to go into combat sports maybe. Has there been anyone like me? Because that's what I was doing when I was young. You might have done the same.
Same.
Looking for someone like you, and then they'll come across me, and they'll think that's why to me it's very important.
Growing up, I didn't see one Indian fighter that I looked up to or thought that this guy's awesome. I want to be like this guy.
I used to look at other brown guys thinking, is he Indian? Is it? But it's like he wasn't, and I was like, not disappointed. I was happy for them. They're still doing stuff, but I would always support them because there's a bit of resemblance towards me. So you might have got someone who was an Arab, like Naz, for example.
Naseem Ahmed.
Yeah, I used to look at him and he used to do well. And it's a bit of inspiration, but truly, it's not the same like when you're in school and you're comparing with your friends and you're going like, they're going to you, oh yeah, maybe you should just like do something different to boxing. Like, maybe you shouldn't play sport. Like, and I'm thinking, but I'm good at football, I'm good at everything. Like, but why shouldn't I play sport? And they're like, yeah, but do you really get that? Like, there's a film, Bend It Like Beckham. And the mum said that it's actually a Sikh Punjabi sort of film, really British based. But they were saying there's not people like us playing football, like, let's be real, or doing sport. So, which is true. If you look at the last 20 years, and I'd actually say this, and it's no shame in me, it's no me acting big-headed by saying this, I'm the highest achieving Indian boxer of all time. But I would actually fair to say the highest achieving British Indian sportsman. I can't think of any Indian sportsman. Monty Panesar played for England in cricket, but I don't know what titles he won, but there ain't been an Indian that's British on this planet has achieved higher than me.
What's been your motivation? If you didn't have that,
It was all
idol in front
legacy
of
for me. It was just like, originally it was just like, I don't really care if like I'm not making the million sort of pounds. It was just legacy. It was like, when I die, what are people going to remember? How much money I had, my bench press, my squat. What they're going to remember what you won, what you achieved on the battlefield. And on the battlefield, my record speaks for itself. And that's true. When you talk about, if you talk about empires, let's say India's had like the Sikh Empire and all this sort of stuff, look at the amount of wars that you guys had won. And the numbers where you come with like 40 people against crazy amounts and you still manage to win and stuff. So that's the stuff people remember. They will remember that I went and won a world title with my friend two of my friends doing my corner. Do you know what I'm saying? Like risking it all on the line in a world title fight against an unbeaten fighter who's 18-0, who was world ranked with the WBC, the WBA, and the IBO.
He had 2 WBC titles.
Yeah,
like,
WBC international title ×2, and still knocking them out. Like, that's what they'll remember. They might also remember Amir Khan sitting in the corner and receiving text messages off his wife saying she wants to be with other men. Which, this isn't me, by the way, just in case anyone tries saying I'm bullying him. This isn't me saying this happened and like, you know, when kids in school go, oh yeah, I fucked your girl, all that bullshit. This is literally, he tweeted this stuff. This isn't me saying his girl, like, I done this to his girls, this guy done this. You tweeted that your wife messaged you pictures of other men and you're still with that wife. Like, I don't know, like Sean, you look like a very respectable man, but picture yourself in that position.
I would never be in that position. But a question for you is, while we're on that topic, could you forgive somebody if they cheated on you?
Oh, hell no, bro. They'll get the boot. They'll get drop kicked out the house, man.
Nah, in anything, any forms of life.
Have you ever been in love? You
If
boys?
a friend cheated on me,
But if she's gone off with another fella, there's not enough love to take her back, bro. She's got to go.
But have you, like, you know, that first love? That girl you do
I don't
anything
know,
for?
Sean. That seems a bit simpy to be taking girls back that have been messing around, man. Like,
I'm not a victim.
yeah.
I might do stuff, say stuff to cause a reaction sometimes, but I'm not taking no girl back if she gets with some other guy. If that happens, that's a blessing from the big G upstairs to say that you were too good for this person.
Is it okay for a man to cheat?
Indian
You're
men
gonna
don't
get
cheat.
stitched up, sure. Yeah. Indian men don't cheat.
Indian men don't cheat.
Yeah.
Do you think men and women are built different though?
Are you trying to say
You're
like,
trying to set us up here, Sean.
Are you
What's
saying
going
it's
on, man?
okay for Amir to be on Skype, which has happened, using his tears as lube to knock one out whilst his girl's getting blacked, is okay?
I'm not saying anything. I was just asking just a
I'm
totally separate
saying
question to that.
You know what our
and just
culture's
saying
like,
that
Sean.
because, like, you know, men, like, women are more emotional. Men, like, think quite, you know, simply. You know,
I don't know, man.
Are you speaking from
hear a lot.
experience? Have you cheated on your wife or anything like that, or girlfriend?
No.
You haven't. I really
No,
hope
wait,
he hasn't.
Have
as well.
you and not been caught?
This is your podcast, not mine. I want to know your opinions.
The masses want to know about Sean Land. They want to know about you. Like, are you a promiscuous guy?
I also jump on podcasts, you know. Yeah, I talk about the real estate stuff. I talk about, you know, mindset. I talk about belief and how to keep going in different directions. But relationships are not my sort of thing. I'm a very simple person in terms of relationship. One man, one woman. That's it. Go along, work hard, pay the bills. There you go.
Fair enough.
Simple.
So you're not into like the activities that Khan's obviously into.
I haven't really followed that sort of side actually.
Okay,
I follow the boxing side. He used to be quite fast back in the day, and it seemed that he just slowed down. Legs went. I was very I thought he would take Brooke. I really thought he would.
Oh no,
Yeah.
he's never gonna
his whole
beat Brooke.
career. He did not want to fight Kell Brook.
But that was a shadow of Amir Khan. What was left there? Do you not think so?
No, he was never going to be able to beat Kell Brook.
Yeah,
he didn't have the ability to beat him.
Yeah, I think the guy was just
He's
way
reckless
too strong
with
for him.
he's got sensible fast hands, but he's reckless with it. Chin exposes, just
from
loads of holes.
that Danny Garcia just showing that if you just
that was
throw at
bad.
the same time, you're gonna
Yeah.
catch him.
And then what was it? Canelo knocked him out hard as well, innit?
He was never going to beat Canelo. That was more, I
Yeah.
think, financial gains, but which I can't blame him for that. But Kell Brook would have always beaten.
So I have a question. As a boxer, yeah, are you gifted with a chin? Now, look, I know if you get